Very ironic that majority thought this would be trash based on the trailers, but the actual show turned out to be pretty good. We'll dive deeper into the first season, so be sure to watch the entire clip to reveal the highlights of this season.
20 years ago, the world fell to shit.
What's the story? In a thrilling collaboration between Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the brilliant minds behind Zombieland and the Deadpool series, comes Twisted Metal, a gripping adaptation of the iconic PlayStation video game series. Anthony Mackie takes the lead as John Doe, a daring milkman navigating a treacherous future world, braving perilous journeys between fortified cities to transport precious cargo. However, when New San Francisco's Siu Raven, played by Neve Campbell, entrusts him with the delivery of a mysterious package from New Chicago, John will need extraordinary luck and unmatched skill to survive the harrowing expedition. The character. 1. Sama Joe.
This is gonna be fun!
I was really impressed with the execution of Sweet Tooth. Sama Joe portrayed the wrestler character flawlessly, while Will Arnett's voice as Sweet Tooth was absolutely perfect.
Dana. Baby, let your booty go.
Dana.
Girl, you want a show?
Dana.
The seamless coordination between the voice and body language made it appear as if the person behind the mask was actually speaking the lines. It's not as easy as one might think, but they nailed it. The way they had two actors playing one role and made it feel completely natural was truly remarkable. 2. John Doe.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
John Doe, the central protagonist of our story, is a man haunted by complete amnesia. His only memories begin with waking up in a car after a catastrophic event 2 decades ago, plunging the world into chaos. While this event led to the emergence of new civilizations, it left many abandoned and forgotten. Among the outcasts and prisoners, John finds himself in the suburbs. However, he plays a unique role as a milkman, responsible for transporting goods between cities beyond borders. Being milk has its advantages, but it also puts John at great risk, becoming a target for those looking for the contents of his deliveries. I have a request. I wish with all my heart that you subscribe to the channel. We get tired of writing scripts and editing videos, but we do not get views. But I will continue to download videos because I love what I do. But if you subscribe to my channel, I will be pleased. Is it any good? 1. Starting with the positives, I believe that the general premise is a fantastic way to immerse us into this world without excessive explanations about the apocalypse or the origins of it. Instead, it quickly dives into what sets this world apart. The first season uses a good portion of its episodes to introduce us to different factions and elements of the post-apocalyptic US, as well as some beloved characters from the video game series. This approach successfully brings a narrative that was not the main focus of Twisted Metal, while still capturing the essence of the game. The show also boasts a strong cast. Anthony Mackie, known mostly as Falcon, delivers a great performance as the lead character. I have always enjoyed his work, and it's refreshing to see him bring a comedic side to his acting in the show. Additionally, the combination of Sama Joe's physical performance as Sweet Tooth and Will Arnett's voiceover work is outstanding. While some may have been disappointed that Sama Joe couldn't do both, it's hard to imagine a better voice actor than Will Arnett for the job.
I was perfectly happy doing summer stock in the Berkshires.
Together, they truly nailed the character of Sweet Tooth. 2. The show excels at delivering episodic TV with self-contained stories that do not feel like prolonged movies. While there are both great jokes and not so great ones, the playful and energetic atmosphere is consistently high. It's a delightful and entertaining experience, leaning more towards enjoyment rather than disappointment. I think the most beautiful part when watching a movie or series is a discussion with other people. So tell me what you think of Twisted Metal, Season 1. What you like about the movie, what you hate about the movie, and how much you give the film out of 10. I will tell you my rate at the end of the video. Is it any weak? 1. Moving on to the negatives, the main issue I have is that it feels like there isn't enough content to fill out the 10 episodes. Considering that each episode is only 30 minutes long, it was a pretty easy binge and I finished it in about 3 sittings. However, by the end of the first season, it felt like they only had enough story for about 5 episodes. The initial setup in the first couple of episodes was well done, and the show picked up again in the last 2 or 3 episodes. But the middle chunk of 4 or 5 episodes was filled with a lot of meandering and rehashing of the same things. It felt like they were introducing characters from the video games and then quickly moving on to someone else. Another negative for me is the central relationship between John Doe and the character Quiet. I don't recall quite being in the video games, but correct me if I'm wrong. Essentially, their dynamic is like a buddy cop scenario where they start off disliking each other, then gradually grow to like each other. However, this growth between the two characters is repeated numerous times throughout the season. They go from hating each other, to trying to kill each other, to liking each other, to betraying each other, and then reuniting. This cycle happens over and over again, and it becomes tiresome. Additionally, one of them constantly leaves and then comes back, which also becomes repetitive. Overall, it felt excessive and took away from the enjoyment of the show. 2. One of the things that really bothers me is a particular gripe I have. As time goes on, this gripe becomes more and more prominent. Whenever I discuss a movie or a show, I can't help but notice how much forced comedy there is. It's evident that they are trying to replicate the feel of Deadpool or Zombieland, as indicated by the promotional material. But when it actually happens, when there's a clear attempt at a comedic moment that falls flat, it feels like a cheap knockoff of Deadpool. In the games, the world of Twisted Metal never struck me as funny. It was dark, akin to Mad Max, with occasional moments of dark humor. However, dark humor is different from when humor feels completely out of place and fails to elicit any laughter. It just becomes awkward.
This never happened to me before. Really? Yeah.
And I dislike that. What is my rate? Ultimately, I really enjoyed this show. I can't ignore the fact that there are some comedic elements that aren't great. However, the series is definitely worth watching. So my rating for the first season is 7 out of 10. Do not forget to tell me your rating out of 10. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace.